Maa Ganga. Ganga is the personification of river Gangas, who is worshipped by Hindus as the goddess of purification and forgiveness. Known by many names, Ganga is often depicted as a fair, beautiful woman riding a divine crocodile-like creature called the makara. Some of the earliest mentions of Ganga are found in the Rig Veda, where she is mentioned as the holiest of the rivers. Her stories mainly appear in the post Vedic texts such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puran. In Hinduism, Ganga is seen as a mother of humanity. Pilgrims immerse the ashes of their kin in the river Ganga, which is considered by them to bring the soul closer to the moksha, the liberation from the cycle of life and death. Festivals like Ganga Dussehra and Ganga Jayanti are celebrated in her honor at several sacred places which lie along the banks of the Gangas, including Gangotri, Haridwar, Pragyaraj, Varanasi, and Kali Ghat in Kolkata. Alongside Gautam Buddha, Ganga is worshipped during the Lok Krathyog festival in Thailand. Ganga is described as the melodious, the fortunate, the cow that gives much milk, the eternally pure, the delightful, the body that is full of fish, affords delight to the eye and leaps over mountains in sport, the bedding that bestows water and happiness, and the friends or benefactor of all that lives. Since the Vedic period, the Ganga River has been considered the holiest of all rivers by Hindus. Ganga is also personified as a goddess and worshipped as goddess Ganga. She holds an important place in Hindu pantheon. Ganga is represented as a fair complexioned woman wearing a white crown and sitting on a crocodile. She holds a water lily in her right hand and a flute in her left. When shown with four hands, she carries a water pot, a lily, a rosary, and has one hand in a protective mode. The Rig Veda mentions Ganga, but more of her is said in the Purans. The Ramayana and the several other texts narrates the Brahma created Himawat. He later became the king of Himalayas and married Menavati, the daughter of Meru. After several years, a daughter was born and they named her Ganga. After some years, another daughter named Parvati was born, who was an incarnation of Sati. When Ganga grew up, the Devas took her to Swarg and she took a form of river and flowed there. The Bhagavad Puran depicts another origin of Ganga. According to the text, Vishnu, in his incarnation as Vaman, extended his left foot to the end of the universe. He pierced a hole in its covering with the nail of his big toe. Through the hole, the pure water of the casual ocean entered this universe in the Ganga river. Having washed the lotus feet of the Lord, which are covered with reddish saffron, the water of the Ganga acquired a very beautiful pink color because the Gangas directly touches the lotus feet of Vishnu before descending within this universe. It is known as Bhagavadpadi or Vishnupadi, which means emanating from the feet of Bhagwan. It finally settles in Brahmalok or Brahmapuran, the abode of the Brahma, before descending to the planet Earth at the request of Bhagirath and held safely by Shiva on his head to prevent the destruction of Bhumi Dev. Then Ganga was released from Shiva's hair to meet the needs of the country. descent upon the earth. The Mahabharata narrates there was once a war between the Devas and the Asuras. The leader of the Asuras, Vritra, was killed by Indra, and so his followers hid in the sea, causing the Devas to be unable to find them. The Devas requested sage Agastya to help. He used his divine powers and swallowed the ocean to reveal where the Asuras were hiding. The Devas defeated the remaining Asuras and asked sage Agastya to restore the water. However, the sage was unable to release the water. Despite trying several times, this caused drought conditions upon the earth. But Vishnu assured that the ocean would be filled by the flow of Ganga on the planet. The story about Ganga's descent on earth through the efforts of Bhagirath, a descendant of King Sagra, is narrated in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and various Purans. Wanting to show his sovereignty, King Sagra performed a ritual known as Ashwamedha, where a horse was left to wander for 1 year. However, Indra stole the horse to prevent the ritual from being successful. Learning that the horse has disappeared, King Sagrab sent his 60,000 sons to look for it. They eventually found the horse at the ashram of sage Kapila in the netherworld. Thinking that sage Kapila had stolen the horse, the sons interrupted him while he was in the deep meditation. This infuriated Kapil, and with his ascetic gaze, he burned all the 60,000 sons to ashes. King Sagra sent his grandson Anshuman to ask the sage Kapila what could be done to bring deliverance to their souls. Sage Kapila advised that only the water of the Gangas which flowed from the Swarg could liberate them. Bhagirath Anshuman's grandson undertook several ascetic practices and won the favor of Brahma and Shiva. Brahma allowed Ganga to descend on earth, while Shiva broke Ganga's fall in the coils of his hair, so that her force would not shatter the earth. When Ganga descended, Bhagirath led her to the sea. From there, the river reached the netherworld and liberated the 60,000 sons of King Sagra. Because of Bhagirath's effort, the river is also known as Bhagirathi. She is known as Tripthaga because she flows in the three worlds heaven, earth, and netherworld. Another epithet that Ganga is known by is Janvi because she flooded the ashram of sage Jhanu while being led by Bhagirath. Her waters extinguished the ritual fire there, which angered the sage Jhanu, so he drank up all the Ganga's waters. Sage Jhanu later realized the water out of his left ear after Bhagirath explained his mission for Ganga's descent. Due to this incident, Ganga is also known as Janvi, which means daughter of sage Jahanu. The Ganga is also called the Ganga Mata and is revered in Hindu worship and culture, venerated for her forgiveness of sins and capacity to cleanse mankind. Unlike various other goddesses, she has no destructive or fearsome aspect. Destructive though she might be as a river in nature, she is also mother to other gods.